Okay, YouTube, I'm back. I'm just gonna move the camera a little bit. So, excuse me. Excuse me. Psychic awareness, psychic abilities, astral projection, lucid dreaming, out-of-body experiences, that kind of a thing is kind of my hot topic right now. That I'm kind of, that I'm kind of really sort of been into, or learning about, not really learning about for the first time or anything. I mean, I go back and forth between subjects all the time, just whatever pops my interest or what's going on in certain news stories, things like that. Paranormal. Big topic with me. I love everything to do with the paranormal. I love paranormal TV shows. I love paranormal books, fiction, true paranormal experiences, anything like that. So I'm just going to touch base on a few things with the paranormal that I kind of wanted to bring up. Ghosts. Do I believe in them? Yes. I do. I've had little experiences here and there with ghosts, so yeah, I gotta say that I do believe in them, and what I believe that they are, is conscious energy. So not always conscious, but some form of consciousness to some of them. That's left behind in the atmosphere, not necessarily left behind, but that's stuck in a loop of the environment that we can kind of see, and sometimes it comes into us on a frequency that we pick up. So I just kind of think that they're not always knowing that they're there. They're not always knowing that you're there. Sometimes they're just there. And well, being a witch, you have a spiritual energy that's around you all the time. Elemental energy as well. And I think sometimes we forget the earth itself has its own elemental beings, its own spiritual beings. And we forget about them. And sometimes when weird things happen, we forget to consider maybe that's what's going on. And I've read lots of cases where that's, important. I'm not going to go into deep detail about it, though. Ouija boards. Do I think that they're evil? No, they're not evil. Can they let in evil spirits? Well, I don't necessarily know if there really are evil spirits out there. I haven't encountered one too much in my life. I've come across darker energy, yeah. But like I said, I think everything's neutral to a point, and I think it just as there's something that's really dark, while it might mostly have dark aspects to it, there can be light to it too, and I think it's all in how you perceive it and what energy you feed it. If you feed something fear, well, then it's going to protect itself, and it's worried about how you're reacting to it, so it's going to act that way. Or it feeds on that type of fear, a lot of darker energies will. And so you're essentially feeding into the darkness of it, the darker aspect of it. Now, if you feed positivity into something, well, it's going to negate the darker aspects. But with that, you can have, if it's something that's dark, it can also rebel against when you put positive energy to it. Not always, but sometimes. Angels. Do I believe in angels? Well, yeah, but not in the form or the sense that, like a Christian or a Catholic or would view them I just think of them more as ethereal beings of light and positivity, and they're there to give us love and support and help when we ask for it, when we're really in need of it. And I think they're older than Christianity. I think they're older than Catholicism. They're older than that. They predate that, and they predate anything that we know. But I do think that they're out there. There are so many stories of people who say that someone came to the rescue, but as soon as everyone was there, they could not see them, they could not find them, nobody else had saw them, and that said they don't know how they survived, and that they shouldn't have survived. Something protected them, blocked physical things from happening to them. So I believe, yeah, I do believe, I believe in angels. Next. With the paranormal, what else? Oh yeah, now I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say about the paranormal. Well, I love ghost stories. I love listening to different shows. I'll tell you this. I listen to Darkness Radio quite often. I love Dave Schrader and Tim Dennis, and when Mally Fox was on there, her too. But I listened to it way back when it was just Tim Dennis and Dave Schrader when they were starting out. And I gotta say, I've loved the show the whole way through the years. Thank you so much for such wonderful broadcasting. Same with Jim Harold. Paranormal podcast and Jim Harold's Campfire, and he has a bunch of other ones that you can join his Paranormal Plus Club and listen to, and I haven't done that yet. I never had the extra money to put aside for it, and one day I will, because I feel like I'm missing so much more on his shows than before. But great shows, and not the only ones. I do listen to, however, Hex Education, as far as pagan or witchy witch ones go, and they're not really Wicca or anything, but I really like that they have their own sense of taste. They know who they are. They don't talk about the same old subjects. They come at things in a completely different way than what I usually see, and I really enjoy the shows. And I always remember that just in life, I might not always agree with them or the way that they do things or how they talk about things, but that's them, and I respect them for that. They are who they are. I don't dislike them any less for it either. They're entitled to their own opinions of how people are, and we have them every day. We make judgments every day. It's a part of being human, and I just think that they're fun to listen to, and I enjoy it. So thank you, Christian Day and Leanne Marimar and Lori Bruno, and Lori Bruno was on there, and Kelly, I forget her last name, but I liked her too. Listening to Hex Education for a long time too. Love that show. And there's some other ones like Celtic Myth Pod Show, if you're into Celtic stuff. Beautiful show to listen to. Gary and Ruth Cologne. I'm probably saying their name wrong, but I love that show. If you want to know about Celtic lore and listen to some great stories and music. Beautiful, soothing, and relaxing. Beautiful shows. So that's, they're not really paranormal, but those last two are for the witchier side. Okay, well, if you have any suggestions or like to add any shows that I should listen to, you think that I would like, or your ideas about the paranormal, if you want to say some stuff, video response me, as always, please don't leave negative things on my page. I'm not here to, teach anybody or push my opinion on anybody else, and I just don't wish the same. So, if you're going to leave a comment, just leave it in relation and try not to do it in an impolite way. So anything negative, I'm just going to ignore anyways and delete, so don't waste your time. And for everyone out there, blessed be and have a good night.